Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.
All right, welcome to episode 10 of 15 Minutes of Genius. I'm Alex Baer, the founder and CEO of Genius Juice. We are in Manhattan Beach Studios, in obviously Manhattan Beach. Big shout out. If you want to show the studio, up to you, Mark. No? Okay. All right. Well, you can use your imagination. You can see what's behind me, but this studio is amazing. If you want to reach Mark for studio tapings, video, audio edits, anything you want to your heart's content, it's Mark N at manhattanbeachstudios.net. Okay, this gentleman is just someone very special to me. He is, number one, an investor in Genius. He's a friend, number one. Number two, he's a mentor. Number three, he's an investor in Genius Juice. Number four, he's on our advisory board. He's been on our advisory board for about 2.5 years. So introducing Tom Malengo, he's the co-founder of the Litchfield Fund. The other co-founder is his wife, Susan Bryanton. She could not join us, but she's here in spirit. Little intro. Tom Malengo and Susan Bryanton are founders of the Litchfield Fund, which invests, advises, and consults in the natural products industry. They're also co-founders of Brandjectory, which we're going to get into on that, the natural products industry brand and investor relationship building platform. Tom, how's it going?
Hi, Alex. Thanks for having me here. Sorry Susan couldn't be with us.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I can see I think you're in your living room right now, right? Is that your living room?
In the living room, dinner's in the oven.
Right on. Okay, make sure to watch that. I don't want your food to get burned on account of the show.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, the food is the priority here, not our show. Just remember that. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. So we met on LinkedIn. It's funny how LinkedIn is such a powerful platform to connect with people. You ended up joining us, investing in us. You love the product, Genius Juice. I'm not here to talk about Genius Juice, but that's how we met. Sometimes I do it accidentally. I talk too much about our brand. But tell us about, your story of you were in Ohio, you moved here. There's a lot of things that happened in between. You were in banking. Tell us about your story on what you did before Litchfield Fund, and then eventually how you got into Litchfield Fund and created that.
Sure. Well, Susan and I spent our corporate careers in Cleveland, Ohio. Mine in banking, Susan's in marketing, publishing, advertising, consulting, fundraising for nonprofits. For me, it was commercial banking, last 20 years of that at the C level. Everything you could do in a commercial bank, I did. About 6, 7, 8 years ago now, 7 years ago. A lot of management changes. I was reporting to the CIO, and they said, "You want 52 to look like 55?" I said, "Yes." I didn't come home and ask Susan if I should sign the papers. You get that offer once in your life, and you take it. And we were on our way. And we always knew there would be a second career in food. We didn't know what it was at the time. We were the types that were trying to eat healthy a long time ago, before it was in fashion, back in the days. And I don't know if anybody on this call would remember Yul Gibbons, but back in the days when all you ate was bran and salad to be healthy.
Right.
But we were already trying, long before the internet came about, to eat for our best nutrition, our long-term nutrition. And we always sort of were foodies in the sense of wanting to cook for ourselves, wanting to eat organic when we could. So sorry, reaching for a dog here.
That's DJ. That's DJ.
That's DJ. So we always knew it'd be in food, and what we found was there was a gap for young brands like yourself, where it was more about that you were a one-man shop. You were one person trying to do everything. Coming into a business in an arena that you weren't familiar with. And we thought perhaps what we could do is take our business skills and help you apply what we knew as part of your business. And we've done that for several brands, and yourself and others have been successful. And we're excited about that. We come from a farming heritage. So, working at what we get, working for what we sow and what we reap is important to us. And so we wanted to be part of whatever we did. And that's what we've been able to do with you, I hope, is to bring you some of the business sense we have so that you can continue your growth and continue to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
At your building your business.
Yeah, and I think mission accomplished. I mean, you're still on our board today, and super grateful to just get to know you and Susan over the years. you made some very, very valuable connections for us. So yeah, I'm super grateful to have you and Susan in my life personally, and also in Genius Juice and being investors
We're
as
happy
well.
that you're part of us too,
Yeah.
Alex. So thank you.
It's been cool to grow the company together. So it's been
Yep.
awesome. So, and one thing you mentioned too is about, I think there's a key stage where a lot of brands, they hit a plateau or they struggle, right? You grow it, you get to maybe a few 100,000 in sales, or maybe even up to $1 million, and then you get stuck and you can't grow out of that. And I think that's really a valuable area where Litchfield Fund and also Brandjectory, which I'm going to get into next, that's a good segue, where you can come in and help brands just get to that next level, get the connections they need, get the money they need, and really grow the brand and scale it. So I think there's so many brands that just fail. There's that chasm between when you start and when you want to grow it to beyond $1 million to 2 to 3 million, 5 million, 10 million, and so forth and so on. Let's roll right into Brandjectory.
Sure.
Litchfield Fund, amazing organization. Brandjectory, I think this is your newest innovation. Came out, I think, a little under a year ago. But man,
just a few months ago.
A few months ago.
May.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So tell us more about Brandjectory. And I know there's a lot.
Sure.
I mean, this is posted on LinkedIn. A lot of entrepreneurs watching, and they want to know probably how to get involved, because this is a great service that can really help the average entrepreneur grow their business. So tell us more.
Sure. So I'll try to do that as quickly as possible. So myself, Susan, and two other folks, Mike Movitz, people might know the Movitz Group out of Chicago. Mike worked for Spins for 25 years, and now he works at helping brands go to marketing for their Series A, actually helping them build pitch decks and things like that. Jeff Grogg, JPG Resources. Jeff does a lot of things in his business. Basic businesses to really help brands reach market with all their co-manufacturing, their packaging, their food science work, their innovation, things like that. And they both, actually, Jeff Grogg, if anybody doesn't know Jeff is the guy who worked at Kellogg and built Kashi Big. That's Jeff's calling card. But they reached out to us through my blog, All Ears, and we started talking about the gap in the industry that existed and how hard it was for brands to go from friends and family money to small angel money to larger angel money to angel groups to large private investors to family offices to maybe reaching the point where they're at that sales number, maybe like 8 to 10 million now after all the numbers and fluctuations of 2020, where they actually reach the stage where they can talk to a Series A investor. And that every channel that existed for brands today to reach out to the world were consumer focused in the sense of Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or they were, I need a co-man, I need a digital marketing person, I need someone to do branding for me. Does anybody know anybody? And they go to LinkedIn. There was no channel where they could privately confidentially talk to investors. That's what Brandjectory is. If you think about the aspects of Facebook, with all the aspects it has, all the tools it has for posting, having information confidential, waiting until you connect to reveal more to a person, this is exactly what we built. They say in our industry that it takes 25 to 30 good connections before a brand and an investor will begin to talk about investment. And what we've done is try to move that efficiently into real time, the same way you would use Facebook, the same way you would use LinkedIn. But for a brand, it's a channel just toward investors. And what we've done in Brandjectory, because we are from the industry, is if a brand follows the way we've outlined a profile, the way we've given them best practices to use in the system, they're speaking to investors in the language investors want to hear. They're presenting the information and the way that investors want to see that information and can start to make decisions about who they want to connect with and who they want to follow. We're not crowdfunding. Brands can post their raise, okay, but we're not crowdfunding. We're not taking a portion of that raise or anything like that. We're a simple subscription service, very affordable for brands and investors to get together, connect, and what we hope is going to happen, and we'll be offering and upgrading along the way here. We've got a lot of plans, but what we're hoping is going to happen in general is brands, as you know, Alex, you always have to be looking at where that next investment is coming from. Mm-hmm. But you know, you have to take the time to build those relationships. And it's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of reach out. It's a lot of pitch decks being sent around. It's a lot of hope that Jim Tonkin or Tom Malengo is going to connect you to somebody else to talk to. But you're not getting the specific channel to talk to the investor so that they are looking. So when you're ready for angel money, there maybe is larger investors looking at you. When there's larger investors actually talking to you, maybe there's some companies that are ready to do a pre-Series A or a Series A looking at you and watching what's going to happen. And what we hope, and as everybody knows who's on this call, we have a very open, very engaging industry. We're hoping that investors will start to work with those brands to groom them, move them toward that investment stage that's good for everybody. The idea behind Brandjectory is to build these mutual, valued, trusted relationships between brand and investors that results in long-term commitments between a brand and investor.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything that you just said there is like so many entrepreneurs are looking for that kind of resource and connection. I see it as almost like, you know, like going online to date, right? Like, you know,
it
just,
is,
you know, because you're finding people that already align with your beliefs, that are looking to invest in CPG, food and beverage, and it just makes it so much more efficient and speeds up the process. I can say personally, I know we can talk about this all day, that I spend probably 30 to 40% of my time raising money. You know, we just raised a round, we're in a new round. To make that more efficient and speed that up so I can focus my resources on growing the business, growing sales, selling into new accounts, working on production, working on flavor innovation, that actually opens up more time and bandwidth for the average entrepreneur. So for Brandjectory, we're running out of time here, but how does someone get in touch with you, Tom? And also, I'm assuming it's brandjectory.com, but I'll let you do the honors on that.
Sure.
How does someone get in touch?
So to reach me, they can go out to the Litchfield Fund. It's www.litchfieldfund.com, or they can email me directly at tmalengo@litchfieldfund.com. To look at Brandjectory, it's and we've just redesigned the website. And by the way, we have about 120, 125 users now, about 20% investors, some of the big investor names in the industry. And we really have done only a soft launch, so you'll be seeing us a lot more. We're going to be parts of pitch slams and other events coming up in the industry in the fourth quarter. But go to www.brandjectorynow.com, and that's our brand new website. You can actually reach out to us there. You can schedule a meeting with one of our founders. So we have a link right in there to schedule a Zoom time with one of our founders, and we can answer your questions directly.
Definitely. And I know we're going to have in the comments box, but just so everyone knows, Brandjectory, brand, BRANDJECTORY, then now, NOW.com. Amazing stuff.
That's correct.
Tom Malengo, Litchfield Fund.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks for having us. We've had a great relationship with you, and we really appreciate the friendship that you've given us, too.
Awesome. Thank you again, Tom, for being on the show. Love working with you, man. I'm sure I'll be talking with you very soon, maybe in about an hour or two after the show. I'll give you a call, give you a text. All right, well, take good care, my friend. Say hi to Susan for me, and thank you again for joining us. Tom's a legend. Love this guy. Make sure to reach out to him. So that is episode 10, if I'm counting correctly, for 15 minutes of genius. So again, big plug to Manhattan Beach Studios, Mark N. at manhattanbeachstudios.net for all this beautiful stuff you see behind me and editing. And one more thing. What is that? Oh, yeah. Stay genius, my friends.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.